When Adele canceled her upcoming Las Vegas residency, she claimed it was due to a massive outbreak of COVID in her crew. She then said that she would do her best to reschedule the date so that her fans did not lose out. However, after that video was released, the crew at Caesars Palace had a very different story of why Adele couldn't complete her show. Adele told her fans in November that she was going to be taking a residency in Las Vegas at the world-famous Caesars Palace. She would be performing 2 shows each weekend between January 21st and April 16th. The show was going to be titled Weekends with Adele, and the first concert was actually supposed to take place, but Adele couldn't make it just hours before. Instead, she decided to put out this video that said her show just wasn't ready yet. She went on to stress that she and her team had tried absolutely everything they could to pull it together in time and for it to be good enough for you, but they had been absolutely destroyed by delivery delays and COVID. She went on to say that half of her team had been forced into isolation after getting COVID, which made it almost impossible to finish the show. Well, made it impossible to finish the show. Adele went on to further describe how she was feeling about the cancellation and described herself as gutted, upset, and embarrassed as she repeatedly apologized to her fans and explained that her and her team had been up for over 30 hours just trying to figure it all out. But the end result was still the same, leaving Adele no choice but to announce that she was unable to perform with the current state of things. As I said, she promised that she would do her best to reschedule these shows, but just hours before her first show was set to take place, crew members could be seen taking down her set. Several sources told the press that they could not satisfy her level of production demands and said that Adele felt that a number of things were not good enough for her. Despite that, they figured that she would work around it, and so they were shocked to find out that Adele had canceled at the last minute. They confirmed that they had been working hard on every part of the show since December, but even with them pulling it together at the 11th hour, they were told that Adele was not satisfied. According to a new report from Page 6, Adele was supposed to stand in the middle of a pool for one of her performances, but she compared the final design to an old pond. The source goes on to say, when she saw the finished design, she refused to take part. Adele described the pool as a baggy old pond and refused point blank to stand in the middle of it. She also allegedly clashed with the venue over her 60-person choir and had arguments with her set designer Esmeralda Devlin. The source goes on to say, in spite of the set costing millions to put together, Adele was unhappy with the result, and she made her feelings very clear to Esmeralda. She was already nervous, and the falling out sent her spiraling into a panic because she was desperate that everything should be perfect. There's also now no chance that Adele will be rescheduling after it was announced that country musician Keith Urban would be performing Weekends at Caesars Palace in late March and early April, which is right when Adele was supposed to be performing. Given the amount of events that are scheduled after Keith though, this most likely means that Adele won't even be back until 2023 at the earliest, which just prompted further online chatter that the show may never actually even happen. Furthermore, sources in Las Vegas have claimed that her team was a total nightmare during the preparations for her now canceled 3-month residency. Adele apparently wanted to replace the state-of-the-art sound system at the venue with their own, and then demanded that they install an entirely new video system as well. The New York Post also claimed that Adele wasn't able to get through a single rehearsal in the month leading up because she was frequently shouting and sobbing on the phone to her boyfriend Rich Paul. They go on to say, just constantly on the phone with Rich, loudly shouting and sobbing. She has barely rehearsed because she is constantly in the middle of an emotional shootout. Adding, there are rumblings that there are stresses related to Adele's relationship. I'm told that these stresses caused her to be in a place where she was just not confident moving forward. You can't focus if you're not where you need to be in your head. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this though, because that's all the time that we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one.